If you carry a concealed firearm for personal protection, here's some sound advice from a 29-year cop and former SWAT team commander on how to respond when protecting others, and one item to put in your vehicle for backup that you might not have thought about. Check this out. Hey there, Warrior, what's up? It is Jeff Anderson from WarriorLife.com. So I just recently did a podcast and a video episode with a breakdown of the tragic Arvada, Colorado shooting where a good guy with a gun, private citizen John Hurley, successfully engaged and neutralized a rifle-wielding shooter who had just ambushed and gunned down a 19-year police veteran, Officer Gordon Beasley, on the Old Town Street there. Now, sadly, Hurley was shot and killed by another responding officer on the scene who mistook him as the active shooter. And our hearts go out to both the families of Jonathan Hurley and the officer who died, Officer Beasley, and the officer who had to make that tough call and mistakenly shot Hurley with good intentions of doing his job. Now, not only does this shooting serve as a stark reminder of the challenges that all police face when showing up to any incident and the reality that they may have to make a life or death decision, oftentimes with very little information, and be prepared to be scrutinized for their actions by the media and activist groups. But there are also several lessons in the incident for you as a protector yourself. Now, I just released a video on these lessons recently, and we got a ton of great feedback on it. And I also got this video message in from Mike from Tallahassee, Florida, who's a 29-year veteran of the police force and a former SWAT team commander, with a few more great tips that I didn't cover. So it's best to let Mike tell you himself. So here he is with his video tip, and stick around because I have one more way that you can use Mike's advice if you find yourself in an altercation. But first, here's Mike in his own words.
Hi, Jeff and company. My name is Mike. I'm from Tallahassee, Florida. To give you a little bit of background, I am a 29-and-a-half-year veteran of law enforcement, and I spent 3 tours of duty on our local SWAT team, and the last tour of duty was as the commander of the team. I had 2 things to comment on. One was I wanted to echo a couple things that you said in your most recent podcast, considering concealed carriers and actions that they may be taking. Quite frankly, in my experience, most concealed carry people don't have the training, background, or understanding of the dynamic situations that they're getting into, and they cause way more problems than they solve by getting involved. Most people would be better off seriously considering merely becoming a very good witness for law enforcement when they arrive and not taking any action unless they absolutely had to prevent innocent loss of life. And then they need to be prepared, as you said, to comply completely with law enforcement. Do not even think of looking like you're threatening in any way. Just imagine these law enforcement officers nowadays have got a difficult enough time. Just imagine them trying to live with the understanding that they shot the good guy. The second thing is get a dash cam. If you get involved in some sort of situation in these times where you cause injury or, God forbid, death to somebody, you're going to need to be very articulate concerning why you did what you did and have a very robust understanding of the law and what you're allowed to do and not allowed to do. You're going to need to have a line of independent witnesses, and it sure would be helpful if you had some video that verified everything you and the witnesses said. Dash cams are available now widely. They're very inexpensive. They have very good video quality for not a lot of investment. And quite frankly, they're very, very useful in the statistically much more likely event that you get involved in a traffic crash of some kind where there's a dispute. So I would add, get a dash cam and run the dash cam all the time.
All right, so first, thanks to Mike for submitting his video. Mike, we've got a special thank you gift that's headed out your way for your submission. Now, real quick, one other thing about Mike's dash cam advice. And this is a great idea, and I actually just ordered one of these after watching his video. But you may not be in your vehicle when you're faced with an aggressor, right? Well, one alternative, if you have a smartphone, is to create a simple shortcut on your home screen that allows you to instantly record audio of what's happening around you. Now, it's not video footage, but audio is better than nothing, and playing a recording for responding police can really help them get a better understanding of the situation for things like dealing with a parking lot bully or some other escalated argument situation. All right, now, if you have a tip or a question that you want to submit for our media channels, you can head on over to warriorlifetips.com, and if we use your submission, we'll send you a thank you gizmo in the mail also. And while you're here, if you're liking our channel, go ahead and check out our other videos, and be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell so you don't miss anything. And until our next video, prepare, train, and survive.